Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I'm ready to drop on you my third iteration of my Reflex Spriggan. It is absolutely broken. If you are a fan of walking simulators, this is going to be the build for you. As always, I will cover every single facet of the build. Everything is timestamped in the description below if you need to bounce around. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Starting off with some gameplay. Now what you're looking at right now is a Primalist Shaman class and mastery. And I tried to automate this as much as I can. We were testing it for over 5 hours on stream, and it is in such a good spot. The gameplay you are looking at right now is 1042. So yes, this is a 1000 corruption build. And it's pretty much automated. Maelstrom auto trigger, Stormbolts auto trigger, Tornadoes auto trigger, and when you cast vines, you are teleported to the location of where you cast the vines. So it has a built-in movement ability. So literally, all you do is you run around, you cast your Thorn shield, and when you need to use your movement ability, you cast vines. That is the whole build. It is a walking simulator. Everything around you just dies. It's absurd. I mean, it truly, I see why so many people are talking about this build, because it's ridiculous. So this is my third Reflect Spriggan, and obviously with the new body armor that truly unlocks Reflect Thorns, this is the current result. This is the current. We already beat this Echo. I'll just show you a little extra gameplay. And the tornadoes are there to keep you awake. We got a nice little visual so you don't fall asleep running. Yeah, Aaron, it's a walking simulator, but what about a boss? What about single target? How about a T4 Julra? Smoked. Moving on to Avaroth, and obviously if we melt T4 Julra, yes, we also melt Avaroth. And I didn't mention earlier, you are also very tanky with this build, and all damage that you take is going to be reflected. Yes, believe it or not, you can max out armor. And you just kind of stand there. Also, when you are casting your vines, so you're using your movement ability, it also maintains you being in Spriggan form. Just destroyed. Let me show you how to recreate this build. So what we're going to do is start off with the gear, because I want to show you the quintessential item, why everybody is talking about this, the brand new primordial body armor, Thicket of Blinding Light. Every half a second, you blind all enemies facing you and deal damage to them equal to the damage reflected to attacker's stat. Now, facing you is very interesting. Sometimes you'll be like, why is this one enemy not dying? Well, maybe they're retreating. Maybe they're repositioning, maybe they're turning. They have to be looking at you. So sometimes you need to position yourself in front of the enemy for this to actually work. You also have a ton of other great stats, including damage reflected to attackers per 10% uncapped physical resistance. That is why we have a ton of physical resistance. Now, there is another item that is required for this build, and it is a common shield. This is Thorn Shield. Thorn Shield has one very, very important stat. Increased flat damage reflected to attackers per attunement. You want as much attunement as you could possibly get. You'll see right here, I am at 187 on the build planner, and you could get this to roll up to 9%. So you want a 9, 8, high rolled Thorn Shield, and you want a Thicket. Now, the other items we are using, by no means are they required, but we are using Tears of the Forest. This keeps you in Spriggan form when you cast a vine. You have tons of mana on this build, even though you don't use it. So we're using Seed to give you just more possible damage reduction and maximum endurance threshold. We're using Hazelroot. All you need on here is cast speed, because you have a chance to cast Thorn Shield extra times. For our movement skill, we're using Silver Frond. This makes it when you cast a vine, you actually teleport to the location. So you unlock teleport through your ring. We are using the Rule Gloves. This automates your tornado. This is how you make tornadoes for the build. Tornadoes will not work without these gloves. Foot of the Mountain, you're standing still a lot. Thorn Slinger for extra 1 to skills and extra reflect. Chalice, extra reflect. And then we just have a Opal Ring for the extra attributes and attunement. So that's the items. But the big ones, Thicket, Shield, if you want to automate your tornadoes, Rule. Now, Idols, this one's easy as well. You just get 20 of the same idol. Health regen, health, damage reflected. For blessings, health, all res, armor, physical resistance, and health regen. That is the gear. So now let's break down the skills. And I want to start by saying that on stream, we were playing this build over 800 corruption with 2 skills. We were only using Atera's Blessing and Spriggan as I figured out some other skills that maybe help us. It is very easy to play, very easy to get online. And you'll, again, if you try it, you'll see why people love it. Now, main skill, you are a Spriggan. What you want to do is take all this stuff on the bottom. You're going to get Thorn Shield duration. You're going to get armor with Thorn Shield. You're going to get recast. It'll only target you. You're going to get extra reflect. And then in order to cast Maelstrom, again, automated build, you need Glacial Grove. Moving over to Atera's Blessing. You want to come over here. Why you take this is right here. Rose Bloom. Whenever you directly cast Thorn Shield, you also cast Atera's Blessing on the same target. So since you're spamming it, you're also spamming Atera's Blessing. You want mana. You're going to turn these into healing totems. Basically have unlimited healing pots, which is awesome. It's going to cleanse you on targets, and it's going to heal you over time. It's also going to give you some elemental and poison resistance. Maelstrom, pretty simple. We're going to take this for haste and frenzy. It's also going to give you some healing stacks, and it's going to cast storm bolts. Tornadoes. It is also going to cast storm bolts, and it's going to give you a boost to cast speed. Storm bolts, this is going to shock enemies. It's also going to do a little bit of damage. So it'll shock enemies, it'll do some damage, but for the most part, again, what you care about is it maxing out your 10 stacks of shock. Those are the skills. Now let's break down the passive, starting in the base Primalist. You want as much attunement as you could possibly get. We're taking some health regen, life, and then Cornered Beast with damage reduction at 20%. We'll jump over to Beastmaster. We're going to take Yersin Strength and Aspect of the Boar. Jump over to Druid, Endurance, and of course, more attunement. And then good old Shaman. You want Shamanistic Infusion, more attunement. You're going to get armor when you have a totem and cast speed when you have a totem. You will have a totem all the time because of Atera's Blessing making healing totems. You're taking extra attunement. Jumping up here, physical resistance and elemental resistance per totem. Again, you're always going to have a totem, and that physical resistance transfers into more reflect because of the body armor. Elemental shrines for more attunement. You're going to get endurance threshold per Maelstrom, and you'll have lots of stacks of Maelstrom on this build. Right here, we are taking Conflux because you're going to have less damage taken from shocked enemies at 8%. And remember that your tornadoes and your Maelstrom is going to be making storm bolts. Storm bolts is going to be shocking enemies. So you'll always have 10 stacks of shock on the target. So you'll have damage reduction here. 8 points into Iron Bark. This is going to give you health regen per attunement. And this is base health regen, which is huge because you have so much attunement on this build. And you've got 1 lone point hanging out. So I just put it on. You can put this wherever you want. This, I just put it here for the extra cast speed. Those are the passives. All right, everybody, that's the build guide. What do you think of my new and improved Reflex Spriggan? Is there anything I missed? Is there anything I can do to push it to this next level? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Of course, only if you think I've earned it. If I haven't earned it, I'm going to work harder for you. Don't forget to check out my website, actionrpg.com. We have new writers, new guides, news, event calendar. The website is really coming along. And don't forget to join my Discord, over 5,600 members. We play all action RPGs. We have movie nights, game nights, merch giveaways, game giveaways. For just being a member of the community, it's an awesome place to hang out. I'm done. Hopefully you're entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.